Man, if it's bad enough that you got blood coming out of your eye socket, I can't imagine that feels good. Good girl. Okay. Whoa, buddy. That was a tight squeeze, huh? Her pelvis seemed strange to me. Good morning. I'm back. I'm feeling better. I was very sick. Look what we got here. Metal that matches our shed. So I actually don't think I talked about it. We waited forever for that special order metal so we could put sides on the barn, and they sent us the wrong color. So we had to wait now another like over a month to get it. So it came in, my husband went and picked it up this weekend. We finally have it. He has been working a ton of hours, and it is supposed to be like 20 to 40 mile an hour winds this entire week. So who knows when we'll actually get it installed. Okay, good morning, little guys. You gotta move. Okay. Okay, there you go. So I am extremely far behind in all areas of my life right now. I was sick, my daughter was sick, my granddaughter was sick. My husband has made it out unscathed. Let's see, just a few updates. That doeling did not kid yet. Her due date was yesterday. But I have a feeling today's the day. She seemed out of sorts this morning when I was watching her on the camera. She's usually kind of a real goon, and she's just kind of like chilling in there. So I think today will be the day. I actually brought this doe in here. This is the one that was in the greenhouse that kidded during that super, super cold day last week. And I don't know if I talked about her situation. Last year I had a group maternity pen, and I was taking them outside this pen here, and I would just keep 3 does and their kids in there, and I would use it as kind of a group bonding pen, and kind of whoever was the first one to kid got kicked out when a new one came in. And it worked pretty well that I always just had 3 does and I rotated them in and out. And when that doe was in there last year, she was, I think, one of the last 2 or 3 to kid. And all of a sudden I came out one morning, and one of the other doelings had 2 huge, really sturdy looking bucklings like the day before. And one of them was laying there dead in the pen. And I was like, well, what the heck happened? Couldn't find anything wrong with it. And then about 10 minutes later, I saw her going after the other one. So basically she had gone after it and killed it. So she's just extremely overprotective. After she had these guys, she was headbutting me a little, but she's a biter. So she was biting me. I couldn't really help her kids nurse because she was biting me. Luckily, they were all things considered, even though I had to bring them in and warm them up and everything, they were pretty tenacious. So while that's normally culling behavior, I tend to give first-time doelings a second chance, because sometimes it just takes them a while to like figure things out, how to be a mom, you know, what life is going to be like. It's a big change. Last year I did end up keeping her separate in that pen for, it was close to a month before I trusted her. And I probably could have made her assimilate sooner. So she got a second chance. And because it was so cold, I kept her separate in that pen in the greenhouse. And I tried the other day to let her out with the other one, and she couldn't get along. She wasn't going after that kid, but she was going after everybody else, and it's just not worth it. So I brought her in here separated her. She seems to not care to be separate. She's totally happy being with just those kids, and I will do that for now. But she will need to leave. We can't have that in our program. She would be a great mom on a farm who only kidded on pasture in summer, right, where they weren't in confined spaces. She would make a fantastic doe for a system like that. But because we breed on an accelerated schedule, we are kidding all different times of the year, which means confinement some of the time. And if she can't get along in confinement, it's just not gonna work. So I may advertise her and be very honest about, you know, her personality, because she's not mean the rest of the time. It's just when she's got kids. She's just very overprotective. It's not gonna work here. We're not the farm for her. Good morning, guys. So this is the doe we have left to kid. These two are the ones that did not handle the feed change well when I put the feeder in there. I had transitioned them over back onto grain, and they didn't handle it well. It was probably a little too quick. And then Mama here, hello. So I actually today I'm gonna start putting them back on just a little bit of grain, and we'll get them transitioned over to the rest of the group. So they're content back there with their hay right now. And I'll let these guys eat what I want them to have. And then later on, I'll probably just scooch those two into this pen over here quick to just give them a real little bit of grain to get their rooming going on it again. It's getting really, really windy out. I think I've decided to separate the bucks back out, get them back outside. The weather for the next like 10 days looks really, really good. And really, they're fine outside through most weather. It's just that when it was, you know, a high of below 0, that was just gonna be too cold for them. I have some deadlines of stuff I'm working on in the house that I can't ignore any longer. So I really can only be outside till like 2 o'clock today. They've got their little village set up again. I have a huge feeder for goats that don't need a lot of feed, but whatever. Got their feeder, their housing, and their hay feeder. So I'm gonna go check on that doeling. I think she's getting pretty close to kidding. No, she's not doing anything yet. I did notice this doe right here, the outside of her udder looks, it's more full, but it looks a little more red than I'd like to see. I did catch her quick and strip her, and it doesn't look like she's got mastitis, but a lot of times with a single, they focus on nursing off of one side, and typically it's not a problem. But I just don't like the look of that. So I'm gonna strip her out just to make sure she doesn't get mastitis and keep a close eye on it. I've been watching her kid, and he like will sniff. He sniffs on the other side and then refuses to actually drink off of it. But she didn't like kick at him or anything, so I don't think it's that it hurts her and she won't let him. He just seems to prefer this side. He's right-handed. Oh man, it's getting nasty. Yeah, I think she's fine. She doesn't have any swelling or anything like that. Like now that it's milked out, I can tell it was just full. It just looked really red and swollen and much more full. And I just wanted to make sure she wasn't getting mastitis. I'm gonna just take these two ones that had that gastric upset and put them back in the barn. I'm gonna put them on the side with the pregnant does that don't have any grain right now. I'll slowly transition them back on. Buddy, you go back in. Whitey, come here. This poor cat has blood coming out of his eye, and you can tell it was coming out of his nose. He was just sitting here licking himself, and it was like dripping down. So he must have had some head trauma or something. It's so windy, I wonder if something just kind of conked him on the head, you know, that he didn't see coming. But I do have some oral meloxicam that I can give him, so I think I'm gonna do that, because man, if it's bad enough that you got blood coming out of your eye socket, I can't imagine that feels good. So we'll give him a little pain relief and keep a close eye on him. He seems fine otherwise. Like, he let me pet him, he was licking himself, so I don't know, feel bad for him. I just finished up eating and checked my camera, and she just started pushing, so she may have one before we even get out there. I'm just setting up my tripod, and I realized my battery's almost dead. So I'll set this up and let it run while I run to the house and get another battery. Keep working on it, I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I see a hoof, but I can't see if it's correct. Get gloves on. Those look like really big feet. I'm gonna give her some time to continue working through this, but those, I just wanna make sure that the head is there. I don't feel a second leg. So normally I would just let her work on it longer, but because I only feel one leg there, so I'm feeling one is back. So it'll just make things a lot easier on her if I can help her get it out. Just lay down. No, just lay down. Okay. Okay, here you go. Odd-shaped pelvis. Okay. You can't be that tired. You haven't pushed very long. It's right there. Come on. Oh, you gotta help me a little bit. Can you help? Okay. Okay. Good girl. Okay. Whoa, buddy. That was a tight squeeze, huh? Good job, Mom. There you go. Got a little snots there. I'm pretty sure she's just gonna have a single. I'll just check her for another one. I guess I don't normally always, but her pelvis seemed strange to me. So I'm gonna go in and feel her while there was not a kid in the way, because it seemed odd. Oh, I know, that was rough, huh? I would be very gentle. Okay. Okay. Yeah, there's no more in there. That's it. I just... Don't push. I just want to feel. All right, Mom. That's a pretty good sized kid. So his whole leg was actually forward. Just his knee was bent back, so I had to get his knee and his ankle pulled forward. And then he was fine. He has freakishly long ears. So does she, I guess. All right, dry him off, Mom. I'll let her do her thing. I'll keep an eye on it. Let me dip its navel quick, and then I'll come check on him in a half hour. You got a set of pipes on ya. I'm finally going to milk Poppy. It's almost 3 o'clock. I'll come back, make sure he's had colostrum, and then I have to get in the house and work on that stuff.